I'm gonna do a little makeup storage. Hey y'all. So I've already drew in my brows, so now I'm just gonna clean them up. So we're gonna start with some concealer. So I'm about to try to come. So we're just gonna take a thin brush. And basically all we're doing, it's going underneath what we've already sketched in and doing a cleanup. See, go underneath. Now it's gonna go on top. As you can see, we're building a brow. I'm gonna clean this up. So basically, all depend on the individual. Hey, Miss Princess, on how full. See, from start to finish. Again, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And basically, all you're doing is outlining what you've already drawn. Filled in. I don't want to say drawn. Hey, D. I don't know if you guys can see. Again, we're going to go on top and clean up. I'm using the MAC NW40 for my brows. And sketch up. So as you can see, you guys, you have the form of them. So what you're going to do now, you're going to blend in the concealer. The thing is, you cannot be in a rush to do your makeup. Bottom row. Everything takes time. So no, you don't have to do this every day if that's not your thing. But to each his own. kind of like to stretch the lid to make sure I don't get inside of my arch. And if you notice from start to finish that I created the arch there. July 20, well, the 21st is going to be my last day. The 22nd that morning. Hey, Jonetta. This is just the concealer, so we haven't done anything else. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Get you a couple of good brushes, and then you build from there. Believe it or not, Walgreens has a really good Eco brand. This is one of the Eco brushes, Eco tools from Walgreens. It's about 16 bucks for a complete set. And that's with just the concealer and the filling. We hadn't done anything else. We've created a brow. One moment. So, from this step, sorry guys, back. We're going to take a powder brush just to make sure. Thank you. Hey, Erica. We're just going to tone them down some just to make sure we blend out some of the concealer. Without touching the brows. This is all we've done so far. Easiest technique. You see, ladies? Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to do a red lip. So, we're going to actually start with, let me show you a technique with the brows. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a neutral color here. This is a matte palette. Get all these different shades. There's like 65 books. We're going to use this bone color. We're going to start as a foundation and watch how it blends it out. We're just going to do soft strokes to cancel out the lighter shade of the concealer. We're going to go back in later and do something a little extra with the brows, but right now we just, you see? So we're just going in on the same side, on the other side, and what we're doing again is canceling out the concealer. That is most important, ladies. Please do not leave that lighter shade of concealer and do not come back on top of your concealer without canceling it down first with a lighter shadow first, because it's going to stand out really bright on top of your shadow, which makes your brows then look crazy. We're doing a natural eyelid with an accent of a little darker creases, and then we're going to do a red lip. So as you can see, you don't see any of the lines there, just the natural brow. Okay, from this step we're going to go ahead and start with our shadow processing. We're going to use the NYX eyeshadow base. See, I do use more than MAC. $2.99, $3.99 tops. You're just gonna put it on here. You dab it on. You do one lid at a time, ladies. Do not do both lids. It has to set. You can afford NYX as well as Little Trick, ladies. Wet n Wild is a great collection. And they're on sale today at Walgreens for $2 off. So we're gonna start with, we're gonna use the MAC One to Watch. And basically we're gonna pat it onto primer, and that sets the lid with the natural base shadow. And you want to pat it into the primer. You don't want to stroke it across, because when you stroke it into the primer like that, it irritates the primer and makes it move, and it looks chunky. Just with those 2 steps. Okay. The primer makes the eye color pop, correct? Yes, but you have to get the right primer for the right lid. When you're using bright colors, vibrant colors, you want to go with a white base. They do have neutral. If you want a matted shadow, they have matte primers. They actually have the, let me show you guys, a color primer. And don't worry about if it gets on your bottom lid or your skin, because primer, one thing about it, it blends into the actual skin unless you put something on top of it, so it wipes off really easy. It's not one of those things where it's a big hiccup if you get it on your bottom lid. See? Blends right out. So it's no biggie. I like to make sure I deposit it evenly, so make sure I get a good color. Sweetie, I'm sorry. I'm not going to really have time to do that. We're working and everything, so I can't give any private classes. I'm sorry. This is about as far as I can go. And the only reason why I decided to go live today, because I'm getting ready to go out. So I figured I'd just do it for Facebook. So let me put this on here. Make sure you go directly into your creases. Don't forget your crease. And I know a lot of artists now are doing the cut crease. I'm not really a big fan of it, because you can't wear those on the you're supposed to. I'm not really a big fan of the cut creases. I like more of a natural finish. So, but again, everybody likes things different. So depending on where you're going, what you're doing, what event. If you want your eyes to pop more, then go for the crease look. Me personally, I like a more blended shadow than the separation of the shadow with the creases. With the cut creases, rather. Now, just with those 2 alone. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take our blending brush. We're just going to whisk off some of the extra shadow that's directly in the center of you. And this is actually a Wet n Wild brush here. So basically all we're doing is just removing the extra shadow. That's, you know. Now, right, a lot of them be a little hard. Like that's one of the things that I'm not a real big fan of hard makeup. So the two main brushes that we use for our eyeshadows are both MAC brushes. They do apply better. I will tell you that when you're doing shadows, you do want to get you some better brushes. The bristles help to pick up the makeup, your shadows better. So what I'm going to do in my creases, I'm going to actually go in with a darker color, and I'm going to use the darker color here. Can you see? I'm just going to lightly go in the crease. As you see. Now, okay. Never, ever, ever worry about the shadow at the bottom until the end before you get to putting in your concealer. So you just move right along. Don't even worry about that. That's one of your least concerns in the beginning process of you doing your makeup. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna use your blending brush now. You're gonna pat just to ensure that you don't remove too much shadow, but just to blend in where you went in. When you're doing a red lip, I'm not a really big fan of a really dark eye unless you do a smoke eye with a red lip, but that's usually a nighttime look and that's easily transitioned. I'm really making it really simple. We've used 3 steps. We've used one to watch. We've used our base color for our brows, and we've used our darker color for our crease. Okay? See? Now at this point now, we're going to do just a little liner on the lids. I'm using Feline by MAC. And I'm going to actually where the crease cut, I'm going to start there. And I'm not going to take it all the way over. I'm going to do it halfway. Same thing on the other side. Start where your crease is at. If you stretch the lid, you'll get a better liner. It makes it a smooth apply. Okay. Now, what we're going to do from here, we're going to do our lashes. We're doing the 101 Demis, which are one of my faves. Okay. Kind of bend it just a little bit so easy to remove. I go ahead and remove both of mine at the same time, so it's easy. And this makes or break your look. Now, some people don't like lashes, but I think lashes add to your look. They make the eyes pop. Some people use 2. I think that's a little much, but hey, again, everybody's their own individual. So recreating a look is all based upon that individual. So, applying lashes, one moment. You gently lay them on. Press them on just to make sure they're secure. And voila, we're back. One side on, let's do the other side. Okay. I like a more of a natural lash. Okay. Stretching of the lid always helps to apply everything. And here we go. Both lashes are on, just to make sure they're a little bit tighter. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is make sure those kind of set a little bit more. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over a little bit of glue, cut right here. So I'm gonna take a brush and just go over it. Just lightly. Easy fix. Easy fix. And just to make sure both. It's easy fix. Okay. Now, next step, we're going to do a cleanup underneath. Just to ensure before we start with our under eye concealer. To remove all the residue. Okay. Now, after doing that, I'm going to take, those are the 101 Demis by Ardell. I'm going to take my Feline liner. I'm going to go back underneath to apply some liner before I start with the concealer. I'm gonna show you a trick once I get the finished product done with your liner to make sure your liner is not heavy under your eye. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna start with our under eye concealer. All of the tricks that you see online, a lot of it is kind of overrated. I do some of the contouring tricks, but some of it is just kind of a waste of makeup, honestly. I stretch it all the way out. You don't want to look overdone. Some people like it. Each his own. Do you have to use concealer under your eye? You don't have to use anything under your eyes if you don't want to, honestly. But concealer is the base of your makeup, so you can use if you're not using if you're not using concealer under your eyes, then what are you using? You're just using pressed powder or just straight foundation. So everyone doesn't use concealer. It's really a preference completely up to the individual. Some people like more of a natural finish. Some people like more of a made up finish. I think if you're wearing makeup, wear makeup. If I don't put on a full face every day, no. But when I do, I like to be made up. You know, the thing that I want to wear makeup, but I don't want to look like I got on makeup. That's kind of double standards, but yeah. That's a contouring trick, by the way. Use lighter in the center, darker on the outline. Okay. Smooth that in. Okay. Now basically at this point, we're gonna blend in our concealer. No, concealer is not highlights. They're two totally different things. No, concealer is not for that. Highlighter is exactly what it is, and concealer conceals. It doesn't help the highlighter at all. Be careful when you're blending in around your nose area. You want to blend it down, but you don't want to remove. You want to blend down your darker areas. Make sure you blend out the chocolate color. Now, we're going to go in next with Studio Fix NW45. And yes, I do put it on my lip when I'm wearing a matte lipstick. It helps to set the lipstick better and keeps it from bleeding, running. Sorry about that, you guys. It is 2 types of highlighter. The concealer is for under your eyes and the other highlighter is for the glow. Correct. Okay. Don't forget your neck, ladies. Go back in. Go under. Okay. Now I'm an advocate. I do use 2 different powders. I also use the Studio Fix NW40. I apply it with my Eco brush. I use it directly under my eyes. I get it right here on the bridge. Now see? Make sure you get your hairline tight. That's why I push my mascara back a little bit. Just to make sure. Now, what I'm going to use now, Wet n Wild contouring palette. Now I'm just going to use the hit of the lighter shade. Exactly where I just went with the powder with my NW40. Just right under the eyelid. As you can see. Yeah, let me step back some. And this is one of the Wet n Wild products that's on sale today for $2.99. Don't hesitate to go get you. Go get you some. You can see. Okay. Now we're gonna make sure we clean our powder brush. We're gonna go back in with our Eco brush to make sure I clean that. Don't worry about it being a little lighter now. As you can see, that is your contouring. Okay. I'm gonna go in and use, told you guys, the Wet n Wild. I wonder what this turn. Let's see. Does it turn? Oh, that's a better view. I'm gonna go there. see. I'm sorry. Can you see me better? Okay. Now, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild. There you go. Highlighting powder, and this is it's my first time using it, actually, the Precious Petals. I usually use the Wet n Wild Luminizing Powder. It's one of my favorites as well. So let's see. See if I love it as much as you dog love it. Okay. I'm gonna go here. How do you get this off the screen? There we go. So we're gonna go right here in the bridge of the nose. Oh, and I'm in love with it already. Can you guys see? Okay. Of course, you have to use a softer brush because this is not a mineralized powder, so it's a luminizing powder. It's a little softer. So if you don't watch it, it will get a little heavy. Oh, I love it. Best $2 I ever spent. Sorry about that, you guys. Hold up. Here we go. You see that glow? So, you know, of course, I'm a highlight girl, so. Okay. Again, that was my new favorite. I think I'm gonna go up there and get me 2-3 more of those. So I told you earlier that we would go in under the eyes. You guys can see me good. The liner sometimes looks a little chunky. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of using the darker shadow, which you would think because I got it in the creases, I'm gonna actually use a lighter version of it to smooth out. It is. I'm gonna smooth out this liner and give me a soft smoke. So basically all you did was just soften up that liner some. You know, sometimes when you put your liner on, you can't get that steady hand, so if you mess it up some, it's okay. It's not the worst thing that'll happen. Okay. Kind of clean it. Plus the little, of course, you know that's the highlight brush, so you know it ain't no problem with that at all. Okay. Now, World Fame has been around for years. We're just gonna go right underneath the lashes to give a more natural look. Okay. It blends in your lashes with the lash extension. Okay. And I'm going to go underneath just a little bit, just to remove some of the powder. Okay. Okay. Now, I do wear blush. A lot of women are afraid of blush. Me personally, I'm not. I absolutely love it. But I do like a darker blush. I'm going to use the Film Noir from MAC. And this is also an Eco brush from Walgreens. And I'm just going to apply a light amount of it. It actually gives you contouring. Around your jawline. See? And our final steps, we're going to use world famous, our MAC Retro Matte Ruby Woo with a Beats lip liner. Now, I am a fan of overlined lips. Okay? I do believe in lining your lips. Now, some things I just, excuse me, personally do not buy from the supply store. I mean, from the beauty supply. And my lip liners are one. My eyeliners are one. Excuse me. So I love a full lip.